think I'm having a technology migraine, like a tech overdose. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Mijay Media. And can we talk about it? Can we talk about something right quick? Can we talk about how 2020 was crazy in terms of gear and technology and things that they were releasing? And 2021 is going to be just as crazy because they're already setting it up. We can already see the signs. Like, for real, they're releasing tech like crazy. They're releasing cameras like they're releasing Jordans out here, and it's insane. I think I'm having a technology migraine, like a tech overdose. But the question still remains is, are we ready for this new tech? I mean, sure, it's bright, it's new, it's shiny, it's exciting, but are we prepared? So before we get swept up in all the hype, there's nowhere better for us to go right now than back to the basics. Because everybody knows that the only way to really master a craft is to master the basics and then build new skills on top of that. So here are 5 different areas that you should make sure that you have a pretty good grasp on, if not mastered by now. And remember to hit that subscribe button, that way you can be notified anytime I drop more dope content. Number 1. Huh? That was good, right? I could be an anchor man, okay? I could be on the news, okay? Don't hate. Fox, if you're watching this, this is my audition. I got that newscaster voice right now. Learn the camera that you already have before you throw it away for a brand new camera. Let's be honest, how many of our cameras that we already have a bunch of settings and functions that we didn't even know existed? Like, there's still probably so much that we can do with the cameras that we already have that it's ridiculous. Like, it's like having a brand new camera anyway. It's like having a whole other camera with the stuff that we don't know about the ones that we already have. And let's face it, cameras are not cheap, and they're not getting cheaper. And if you haven't learned your camera, or if you're not trying to learn your camera, then let's take the A7S III, for example. Like, that's a $4,000 camera. If you're not trying to avidly learn that camera, then you're just gonna be paying $4,000 to use $1,500 worth of that camera. That's a waste of $2,500. I'm trying to look out for your pockets, man. Learning your camera is a great way to get full value of what you paid for it. Number 2. Learn audio. Audio is probably one of the most frustrating things that you could ever learn when it comes to cameras, but it's going to save your life in a lot of situations. People will watch bad video, but they will not listen to terrible audio. Learning what mics you need for what certain scenes and situations and scenarios. Learning where to place your mics. Learning how to edit your audio. Learning how to do sound design. And learning how to do music composition. If I hear of a song like, a heavy metal rock song, the screen's black, I'm expecting to see somebody fighting. I'm expecting to see John Wick type action. But if the screen comes on and it's just a video of me eating Fruity Pebbles, that's gonna kill the whole vibe. So learn audio. Audio is probably the second most important thing after you get a camera and a lens, especially if you do video or cinematography. Number 3. Learn lighting. Lighting is another key aspect in cameras, not just for videographers, but for photographers as well. Where to place your lighting is super important. Take the scene, for example. Like, I place my lighting 45 degrees away from the camera and like right above me, but at arm's length, like so right over here. And if you don't know 45 degrees, just clap your hands together, point at the camera, and then make a V. To either side you want the light to go, wherever that other hand is, that's 45-degree angles. That's a 45-degree angle, roughly. I also put it right above me because I have a softbox on this light, so that's also very important. Learn which light to use for which situation. And since I have a softbox, it's about yay big, and I point that at my chest instead of at my head. If I point it at my head, this is what's illuminated. This is what that softbox is illuminating. So after you get here, the shadow just drops off. It just starts descending into darkness. But if I shine it at my chest, this is what's illuminated. So you see everything, and the top of my head is gonna be illuminated by a hair light anyway, so I'm not even worried about that. So everything is illuminated properly if I'm pointing this at my chest. That's something very important to know about placement of light. Even if you're doing photos, like lighting like this, knowing your styles of light, your Rembrandt lighting or your Paramount lighting, things like that, that just helps to accentuate the features of your subject that you want to accentuate. Like for this placement, this just gives me a nice drop shadow, and it just makes my jawline look good, my chin look good. It makes it look chiseled and featured. You know, my chin ain't never looked this good. Hey, call the studio and tell them that I'm the new Batman, okay? No, I don't care about Robert Pattinson's movie. I'm the new Batman. Look at this chin. Number 4. Learn storytelling. The reason that most people probably picked up a camera is for this reason. They wanted to tell a story. They wanted to be able to tell stories through the way that they saw the world. And everything that you do is a story. Everything that you shoot has a storyline. For example, if you shoot weddings, you know, it can start with the groom getting ready, to the bride getting ready, to the groom watching the bride walk down the aisle, to the tears, to the joy, to the oath, to the exchanging of the rings. It's all a storyline. If you shoot real estate, that's also a storyline. Take your audience on a journey through that house. That way they can form a connection with that house, right? You see the house, you see the whole of the house, then you go through the front door, then you go to the living room, then you go upstairs to like the bathroom and the bedrooms, then you go to the amenities, then you go outside and you see what all the scenery. Like all of that is a storyline. Keep that story structure and you're gonna be able to go through a lot of different projects with a unique spin and unique take on everything that's just gonna blow the audience away. Not just the audience, your clients. It's gonna blow your clients away too. And number 5. Find creative solutions to different problems. Do you have enough skill and knowledge in your craft to be able to find creative solutions when things go wrong? Because in our field, in the video, photography, camera field, 60% of that is probably stuff that's going wrong and trying to fix it. Like, do you have enough knowledge of your craft to be able to do that? If you don't, stuff's gonna go wrong and you're gonna freak out, then they're gonna freak out, then everybody's gonna freak out, and then nothing's gonna get done because it's all chaos. Learn how to creative problem solve and find a workaround and finesse the situation. There's a show on Netflix called The Movies That Make Us. Anybody that owns a camera should watch this show. It's just telling the story of very famous Hollywood movies that had a lot of problems in getting out to the public, but these are classic movies. Best episodes was of Home Alone because that's probably one of the most recognizable Christmas movies of all time, and also one of the worst parenting movies of all time. Like, these are terrible parents.
Kevin, stop here.
What?
Come here. Let me tell you something. You lost your child. You lost them twice. You didn't even lose a different child. You lost the same child 2 times. Makes you the worst parent of all time. Okay? I should call somebody on you. The point is that when they were making this movie, the house was probably the biggest thing. The outside of the house was an actual house. You know, the house that you see, that's an actual house on an actual street. But the interior of the house, they couldn't film inside for whatever reason, so they had to build the inside of a house in a high school gymnasium. That's what's crazy about it. They didn't have a house, so they built one. That's a creative workaround. Now, I'm not saying that we have to be on that level where we building houses out here, but what I am saying is that, hey, these major motion pictures with all of this budget that they have and experts that they have still have to solve problems on a daily basis. So if they have to do it, then we have to do it too, just at a smaller scale. But yeah, I'm serious about this. Can we hashtag worst parents ever? Seriously, where they do this at? So there you guys have it. That's my list of our top 5 things that we should take the time right now, while the world isn't as fast paced as it used to be, to make sure that we have these things mastered. There really shouldn't be an excuse why we suck at any of these 5 elements. And before anybody jumps on me in the comment section, I'm not saying that gear is important. Listen to me. Gear matters. Without gear, we wouldn't be able to get these crazy shots that we're getting, or these insane angles or viewpoints that we're able to get. Gear matters. I'm not even saying there's something wrong with buying new technology and new gear. I love new gear. I love new cameras and new lenses and drones when they come out. It's amazing to me. What I am saying is that you don't need to spend your last dollar to get a piece of equipment, because in your mind, and from what everybody else has been telling you, you need this piece of equipment in order to do what you do. Like, you can't live your passion without having this piece of equipment. That's just not the case. You can make great content with what you already have, whether that be a phone, whether that be an older model camera, whether that be a camcorder. You can make great content if you know how to use what you already have. And you just getting better gear is just the icing on the cake, because there are great content creators, videographers, photographers that still use older model cameras and still produce greater work than people who, don't know what they're doing, but getting the best brand newest camera that just came out on the market. So learn the basics, build on it. So with that being said, guys, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you loved it, be sure to subscribe. And if you have any more questions, be sure to get at me. Peace.
Yeah, flex, I just wanna win. Yeah, LABB, who we running with. Yeah, 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10, 10, 10. Yeah.